morning, guys. It's just finished. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. And the first thing I say when I look at this result is Saka was absolutely brilliant tonight. Today. He was absolutely brilliant. Just take a look at what I have to say. So as you know, we have just beaten Nottingham Forest by 2 goals to 1. Now, the match reviews are back. Saka was absolutely brilliant. He's the first player I want to get into, because if we didn't have him today, we would have probably either found ourselves in big trouble, or we may have even lost the game without Saka, because or even drawn it, because Forest actually scored the consolation goal. But yeah, listen, Saka is a outstanding player. We are so lucky to have Saka. It's unreal. And I know I said in the match preview that Saka has a bad game in him, but I don't think fans realise how important he is to Arsenal. Fair enough, you say, oh, well, he does things wrong a lot of the time, but I look on it on myself, and I think to myself, from a young wonder kid coming up 3-4 years ago, to being one of, if not the best winger in world football right now, or one of them, I should say, that is a phenomenal achievement. And that is a phenomenal achievement. Especially for, I don't know, a young player just like a Saka or an Odegaard. I have to give Saka massive credit for, what he was up to, and the chances that were made, and the ones that should have been buried in the thing as well. I want to get straight into him, and I also want to get straight into the fact how Kai Havertz was a bit much today as well. Again, he had a fantastic chance just to score again, and yet he can't do it. So that's the thing that kind of bugs me up about Kai Havertz, is he has these golden opportunities but just doesn't take them. And I think Arsenal would have struggled today without Saka in there. And I know Eddie and Nketiah scored the first one, and no one's going to sit there and think about that one. But you look at it and you think, what do you do? What do you do going into, what exactly do you do going into next week Monday, when we have Crystal Palace away? Next week Sunday is going to be the match preview to that one. The team selection today was very interesting. Let me run through the team selection. I have it here. So it was Ramsdale in goal, which is fair enough choice. Jurriën Timber, who went off injured, which I hope he is okay, because we need him for the season. And when Tomiyasu came on, he looked brilliant, Tomiyasu did, but Jurriën Timber, we need to, I need to look into this, and I need to see exactly what's happening to Jurriën Timber. And then there was Saliba and Ben White. Saliba and Ben White as the centre-back pairings. I think they both did exceptionally well today. There was nothing wrong. I think there was that little incident with Saliba towards the end of the game, but apart from that, that was really it. And right back was Thomas Partey, who again was absolutely elite today. Had another fantastic game, and I think that back line's just named itself. Gabriel was on the bench. He came on for, I think he came on for Martinelli, if I remember. The midfield trio was Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, and Kai Havertz. Now Havertz, I want to get into this. Look, it's just Kai Havertz, right? It's Kai Havertz. Yes, I know he pisses me off, but he needs to get used to the system at Arsenal, and he ain't really gonna be doing that. And he's not exactly gonna be doing that, is he? Right? If he's not playing games, he's not gonna be learning the system. And as well, Declan Rice, and he nearly scored today as well. He had 2 chances that he could have scored, Both of them were absolutely brilliant chances which he could have buried in the back of the net, but and the third one, Martin Odegaard, he should have had at least 3 goals today. He was quiet, and that's getting worrying now because of the Community Shield. Odegaard was very quiet today, which is never usually like him. Is something wrong? Is he injured? I don't know. But let's hope he comes back against Crystal Palace. And then the front three says itself: Martinelli, Nketiah, and Bukayo Saka. Eddie Nketiah was a surprising one because I thought, Trossard's going to start this game. There's no way Mikel's going to start. What's his name? There's no way Mikel's going to start. There's no way Mikel's going to start. There is no way that Mikel is going to start. There is no way that Mikel is going to start Nketiah on the opening day of the season. But he did. And I think whatever he said to Nketiah worked, because Nketiah scored. Fair play to him too. But I look on it and I say, Martinelli as well, he got an assist for the goal. I have to give him credit, the little 360 spin he did. Yeah, that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Martinelli. Absolutely brilliant from Nketiah. And I want to get onto this last one, Bukayo Saka. He was absolutely outstanding today. As I said earlier on in the match reaction or match review, whatever I call it now. Yeah, he was absolutely brilliant, and I think without him in my FPL team, I'd be down to at least 2 points now, because I haven't got Haaland in my FPL team, and it's for and it's for a reason. I mean, for instance, Haaland is that kind of player which I want to try and bring into my FPL team, but see what Saka gets up to when he does stuff like that. It's just brilliant, and it's absolutely brilliant, So yeah, and then I want to get into the subs. So the first one I'll get into was Takahiro Tomiyasu, because he is the first one that came on. He was brilliant. Again, Tomiyasu, the way he was just composed, and he came on for Julian Timber like it was like he's played already over the last couple of weeks. I mean, he was absolutely brilliant, Tomiyasu. It felt like we had Julian Timber 2.0. But yeah, Gabriel's next, and I can't really judge him because he came on in the 86th minute. So I can't really say much about Odegaard because of the fact how, it's gonna... But from what I saw of him when he came on, he was quiet. Let's be real, he was quiet. And I think she's up here, leave her. And I think trying to expect more from Gabriel in the coming weeks or even months or even years. He's just something else. Other substitution, Leandro Trossard. Again, always does something when he comes on, but this time, I mean, he actually did something. He nearly created us a goal, which Havertz should have buried in the fucking bottom corner. Kai fucking Havertz. Sometimes he really annoys me. And yeah. Well, another worrying sign is Kieran Tierney wasn't on the bench today at all. Could that mean he's on his way out of Arsenal? I had been hearing reports before the game starts that he was injured and that he had a slight little knock and that he should be back in training for the Crystal Palace game. I highly doubt that. I think it's a falling out between him and Arteta, and Tierney wants out of the club ASAP. And whatever Arteta's done to Tierney or whatever's happened behind the scenes, I don't know. But if Tierney has done something wrong, then I don't know what to do about that. But yeah, that's going to be it for my match review. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Great game. Saka was absolutely outstanding for that, the 5th or 6th time already. But yeah, listen, if you're new around here, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you for the match preview. I'm out. I'm out of here. Peace.